What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. I know none of you guys heard about it because everybody's talking about the neo-Nazi white supremacists that got deleted, taken off the the playing board yesterday. But there was a mass shooting that happened at a high school where a young boy, or young white boy, young 16-year-old white boy went into a school and killed some babies. Yeah, and if the neo-Nazi Charlie Kirk wouldn't have died, immediately he would have said, protect the gun. Immediately, he would have been defending the gun. And he would have threw out his little hearts and his thoughts and prayers, right? But he can't do that no more. All right, so how ironic is it that the biggest defender of children dying, right? Then for him, the necessary sacrifice, right, of children, white children, dying so that grown white middle-aged insecure men can hold on to their guns because they can't fight. How ironic is that he get hit with the very same thing? I mean, he died doing what he loved, right? He died. Matter of fact, the thing that he loved so much is the thing that made him go exit, stage left, right? But yeah, there was a mass shooting at a school. And since the news don't want to talk about it, since Donald Trump didn't have anything to say about it, since the FBI is not sending everybody over there to Colorado like they're doing to their buddy Charlie Kirk, since everybody's gone because they can't find the white guy that did it because he's in the wind. So now it's just all everybody on board because their buddy got taken out. Their future presidential candidate got taken out because that white guy, the defender of death and destruction and racism and white supremacy, his life matters more than those white children in Colorado, as you can clearly see. So because they don't want to talk about the mass shooting that happened in Colorado, I'm going to bring it to you so you can know that it happened. Anyway, without further ado, this is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
I am going to start this video out by saying that if what you saw with your own two eyes, which everyone's seen yesterday with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, bothered you to your core, upset you to your core, and you said, oh, I cannot unsee that. Oh my God. I want you to remember that our children in schools are being gunned down, literally. And I want you to imagine a child being shot to death like that. Because you know what? We have become so desensitized to school shootings that another school shooting happened yesterday and not a single person that I know said a word on it. No one that I know was talking about that at all. No one that I know even offers up their prayers, their thoughts, their prayers, their condolences anymore. It's just another day in America. No one is even bothered by it. But what happened to Charlie Kirk, and as awful and disgusting, vile, what happened to him, you think it would resonate a little bit more with people who are seeing that shit. Like, yeah, this is real. This is what's happening. This is what is happening around the world. This is what's happening to our children when we send them to school. I said that to two of my friends yesterday. I said, could you imagine someone walked up into the gym that we are in right now with all these kids on the mat with a fucking AR and just unloads on them? You can't even imagine it. You can't even imagine it. People should be outraged. Yes, there was another school shooting. This one would mark the 46th or 47th school shooting in America, in this country, for 2025, for this year. People should be outraged. This is a 16-year-old boy who shot up his fucking classmates, his peers, 16 years old. Let that sink in for a second. What is going on that our youth is being so fucking radicalized and so brainwashed, mentally fucking ill psychosis, that they are finding handguns from their parents, from whomever, bringing it to the school, loading up that gun, firing it off. They literally said this boy right here had a revolver, he had a handgun, would load it, fire, 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 reload it, fire, fire, fire. For as many people as he was trying to hit. Now, mind you, he's a 16-year-old who isn't trained to shoot a gun, right? Thank God. Thank God he didn't have an assault rifle. Thank fucking God. And thank God the entrance he was trying to get into, he couldn't get into. There are two students who are in critical condition in the hospital fighting for their lives right now. We know the shooter, Desmond Holley, turned the gun on himself, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And there is something that disturbs me a little bit when it comes to what is going on with all of this. And when I heard yesterday that they were going to lower the flag at half-mast for Charlie Kirk in memory of him, I thought to myself, man, if we lowered that flag, if our administration and our politicians, every time a school shooting happened, were like, hey, in memory of these babies who are being gunned down in school, we are going to honor them, the flag would never be up. Now, with all of these things going on, I'm a person who believes multiple things exist at the same time. I believe what happened to Charlie Kirk is fucking foul and it is vile. I believe if you are celebrating a death like that, then you have also become so desensitized. And you, someone who has been trying to fight for these kids who are being gunned down in schools, are celebrating gun violence. And you can't have it both ways, right? You can't. There has to be, you have to believe in multiple things. You have to say, hey, we can't be doing this shit over here, and we still got to support the people over here, and we got to come to middle ground at some point in time. Like, what are we doing? We're lost. Everyone is lost, and no one gives a fuck. And it is really sad. It is sad to see more kids get killed and really nothing happens. We had a week ago the Annunciation School shooting, right? You had these kids in church in prayer, gunned down. You have parents coming out here pleading for some kind of gun reform. They are pleading. They are in tears. They have lost their fucking babies, man. And it is falling on deaf ears. No flags were lowered. No nothing. What the fuck are we doing? I know there has got to be more people like me and you in the middle here on some common sense and common ground going, what the fuck are we doing in this country? It is eat each other alive at this point. I feel like that's what it's come down to. And you know what I will say? Every single person at the top, on the left, on the right, they get to sit back and go, let's watch them. Let's watch the chaos stir, because it doesn't fucking affect them, but it affects us. So pray for those students. I hope that they make a full recovery. I hope that they get to go home. I hope that they get to grow up and live the best parts of their lives that they haven't even experienced yet. And also, with that being said, yeah, you should pray for Charlie Kirk's family too, because multiple things exist at the same time.
I'm sure amidst all the chaos, a lot of you have heard, but there was also a school shooting, another school shooting in Evergreen, Colorado yesterday at Evergreen High School, and this has just been put out. This is the shooter who has now passed away. He has been identified as Desmond Holley, a student at Evergreen High School.
A home near Evergreen High School, panicked children fleeing, looking for refuge from gunfire. Pounding and hoping the door would be opened. A father later explained what his son went through.
The kids all ran out the emergency door and were running through the woods. He took shelter in somebody's house, and then they guided other kids into that house as well.
From above outside the school, it was a view all too familiar of young people filing out of a school amid a school shooting. Law enforcement rushed in from all over.
We're law enforcement. Police and fire just show up. When you hear the words active shooter and you know that there's kids involved, we're coming. And a lot of people self-deployed, and we're grateful for it. There was a need to get here, and if there was going to be a continued active shooter, we were going to stop that threat.
We heard the gunshots.
Mark Whalen was working on solar equipment on the roof of the school.
Initially, it was more of a slow rate, but there was like a rapid burst at one point, it sounded like.
The young gunman, armed with a handgun, was shooting at other students both inside and outside the school. A neighbor saw injured on the ground near one of the school's entrances, taken away by ambulance. Parents began to show up, looking for answers about their children, racked with worry.
I can tell you this, I would never use the words patience with parents that are wanting to know where their kids are and if they are safe.
Authorities say the suspect shot himself. The injured were rushed to hospitals. Soon the situation settled down. But students had to be checked and bussed out. Parent Jan Weber, who spent heartbreaking time waiting for her son, finally saw him.
I had to stay. I kept saying to leave, but I had to stay and just make sure he was on the bus and going.
But you just saw him, his face,
Yeah.
Her freshman son was okay. Now they will have to deal with the aftermath.
He had to stay for some interviews, so I don't know what he's seen or what he heard, obviously.
Jefferson County, where the school shooting at Columbine High School in the 1990s seemed to open an era of them, is now dealing with another shooting tragedy. And that angered Superintendent Tracy Dorland.
We cannot pretend that this is just another tragic incident. The pain of this incident reopens old wounds.
Now, Evergreen High School does have a school resource officer, but that school resource officer was not at the school today when that shooting unfolded. The head of school security with Jeffco told me that oftentimes when that happens, they will have other deputies move closer to schools so that they're nearby when things unfold. Now, there is a sheriff's office substation just down the road here. They were here within just a couple of minutes. What happened with the school resource officer, why that person wasn't here today, which is not unusual, by the way, will be part of what is looked into and what happened on this terrible day in Evergreen.
So since the news is not going to cover it because they so in an uproar about Charlie Kirk, I guess I'll do my due diligence and cover the story down there in Denver, Colorado at a school had an active shooter yesterday and 3 kids was involved. And unfortunately, one of the kids was the shooter and he did not make it. A 16-year-old young boy that did that active shooting yesterday, he did not make it today. And the other kids are in critical condition. This has been about the 50th school shooting that we have had in 2025, and you telling me that it's nothing on the news about this, it's nothing said about this in the media, this is just all over social media, but not on the news outlets letting people know what is going on because everybody's so in an uproar about Charlie Kirk. Like, get somebody else to do it. Check on y'all people down there in Denver, Colorado. Listen, I pray that Charlie Kirk family get justice and all that, may his soul rest in peace. But I also pray that those kids are all right at that high school.
We want to identify our suspect. His name is Desmond Hawley. He's 16 years old, obviously a student at Evergreen High School. Probably the most important thing I can tell you today is that the students and the staff at the school were amazing. They did their job, they did it well, and lives were saved yesterday because of the actions they took during their lockdown drill. We know that the suspect had a handgun. He had to keep reloading. He would fire and reload, fire and reload, fire and reload. This went on and on. And as he did that, he tried to find new targets. And he came up against a roadblock on many of those doors. He couldn't get to those kids. So there's not enough to be said for the work that the teachers, the coaches, the staff, the students, lots of kids ran. But the ones who didn't were locked down and they were being cared for. So really, really proud of those people today. We have security at both of the hospitals where our victims are, still in critical condition. No one has been released. There was information yesterday that one of the 2 victims was released from Children's, and that's not true. The warrants that we have are for the home, the suspect's phone, obviously locker. He did not bring a vehicle here. He rode the bus yesterday morning. What we're learning is that based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect is that he was radicalized by some extremist network. Sorry, I wanted to get those right. Some extremist network. And the details of that will be down the road, but we want to at least give you that much about maybe mindset for him. The suspect's autopsy was this morning as well. So that has been done. And I've already indicated that the suspect brought quite a bit of ammunition with him and he continued to reload. I think we're very, very grateful that there were not more injuries, but saddened that there were any.
Did you know there was a shooting today? A high school shooting. Another school shooting in this fucking country. At least 3 students have been injured in a shooting in a Colorado high school. Make this be the news. Don't focus on Charlie Kirk. Fuck him, because we have kids who are getting injured in a school. Children. And we're focused on one man. This nation's priorities are so messed up if we're more concerned about Charlie Kirk than we are about students getting shot at in their own high school. The shooter in this instance has been neutralized, according to law enforcement officers. While we are talking about gun violence and shootings, this is more important. This is more important than Charlie Kirk. Let's actually do something about gun violence in this country so things like this don't continue to happen. 2 in 1 day. And of course, the man is getting more attention than the students, because that's what this country cares about, sensationalization and propaganda. I have nothing left to offer but good thoughts to everybody who is involved in this shooting. I'm in Oregon. I can't do a damn thing from here, but I'm sending so much love to everybody who's been affected by this. Not thoughts and prayers. Love, empathy, and compassion.
Charlie Kirk is karma justified. Charlie Kirk's unaliving yesterday shouldn't be celebrated, should be seen as a just thing, because the very things that Charlie Kirk was protecting is the very thing that unalived him. The school shooting in Colorado, which everybody wants to not talk about, is a signification of escalation across this country. We used to see school shootings once a year, once every couple of years, and slowly it's materialized into a daily thing, because we had a school shooting just at the end of August, and now here it is, the 10th of September, and not only did we have one, but we had two. So there is an escalation. And the fact that we don't want to look at the Second Amendment and we want to overlook the rights of our children and the people that are going to school looking for an education and say that's not as important as making sure that someone with a small Johnson has a firearm in their pocket just shows how crippling our system is right now. Charlie Kirk unaliving shouldn't be celebrated, but it should be a signal to everybody that, hey, guess what? Something's not right. And the fact that we see an escalation in these school shootings and we're seeing more and more people unalived because Second Amendment should tell you that we should be taking a step back and looking at reform.
I only moved here like a few months ago, and I didn't think this would happen so soon. It shouldn't be a thing that happens nowadays in our society. It isn't right.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.